union is an organization that is formed by a group of workers to protect the interests of workers. Do you get what a trade union is here? Trade union is an organization that is formed by workers to protect the interests of workers.
Wouldn't that be the same as a vote?
Read it again, please.
A trade union is a group of workers who come together to make decisions about their workplace.
No,
So,
they don't make decisions about workplace. Decision about workplace is made by employers. Because whatever you write is detailed. The examiner wants to be sure about what you are writing. So making decision about workplace, a trade union cannot do that. A workplace belongs to the employer. Yes or no? So decisions about the workplace, will it be by the trade union or the employers? The employers, yes or no? So a trade union is an organization that is formed by a group of people to the workers to protect their interests. Should I write something about this?
no.
Huh? Okay. So that's about trade union.
So, I just have to say that a group of workers who come together to protect
Their interests.
their interests.
Yes. So what are their interests? Conducive workplace, wages. Yeah. Fair treatment at workplace, yes. That's the trade union. Yeah, conducive working environment. That's trade union. Please be here. Hello? Please be here. Do you get the first one now? Any question about trade union? Now, the second question says, illustrate the impact of trade disputes on any three stakeholders. Now, let me let you know something. There's trade dispute between countries.
Yeah.
But in this context, it's related to employment. It's related to what? Employment. Because everything about here is telling us about employment. Trade union is not World Trade Organization. It's different. I get what I'm saying. So they know that you would write about problems within, like you did. You wrote about trade disputes. Yeah, but it is not about trade disputes because there's an article putting it to you, letting you to understand that everything we're going to talk about is between employers and employees. And that's why we have trade union. Do you see? So when you write about countries, it's not in this context. This is talking about workplace. Do you get it? So trade dispute is disagreement between employees and employers on matters related to maybe wages or conducive working environments. That is trade dispute. And as soon as there's trade dispute as soon as there's conflict between employers and employees, it affects stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders?
Employers, employees, shareholders.
Stakeholders, yeah, who are they? I'm not asking about examples of stakeholders. Who is a stakeholder? A stakeholder is an individual who has interest in the business activity. So stakeholders are those who have interest in the business activity. So if the business itself is having issues in between, it's going to affect all the stakeholders, yes or no? It's going to affect the business itself, which is the employers. It's going to affect the employees. It's going to affect government. It's going to affect customers. It's going to affect suppliers. That's 5 already. They said 3, but I'm going to mention 5. So how does this impact? Do we have a class or it's a break time now? So we could continue, right?
Yeah.
Great. So there's trade dispute, which is what? Disagreement. Disagreement between employers and employees in matter related to remuneration or working condition. This is trade disputes. Trade disputes. You get trade disputes here. So now that we know trade disputes, this is a situation, it's conflict, right? There's conflict. There's conflict. And when there's conflict, it brings about what we call industrial action. It could lead to industrial action. That's the point. There's trade dispute, there's disagreement between employers and employees. And because employers and employees are at loggerhead means conflict. It might lead to what? Industrial action conditions, which might lead to industrial action, such as strike. In matter related to remuneration, which is wages, payment. Yeah. Which might lead to industrial action such as strike. Now, from here, we can now talk about the stakeholders. Are you with me, please? It's a 20 marker. It should be detailed. The examiner is not going to give you marks for just pinpointing. You have to link it. Now we've talked about trade union is done. Now the first thing is they will not ask you to define what trade dispute is, but it should be known to you that you cannot write anything about this situation without understanding what trade dispute is. Do you get it, please? Yes. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get me or not? Yeah. So now we know what trade dispute is. It becomes easier for us to link it to stakeholders because we understand here that there could be a strike. Strike means stoppage at work. We're not going to work. Until you do, yes, thank you. Until you do what we want. That's a dispute, yes or no? So, because there's a strike now, there's stoppage at work. There's no more production. Then it will affect stakeholders. Now you can link it to stakeholders. So as soon as you are done here, the next thing is you define what a stakeholder is. Stakeholders are a group of people that have interest in the business activity. Yes or no? Now, the business activity is stopped because strike means stoppage. Strike means stoppage. Sorry, let me use. So, strike means stoppage to business activity. That is the strike, right? Now, we said these people are those who have interest in business activity. Now, there's a stop in business activity. It simply means it's going to affect those who have interest in business activity. Is it making sense or not? There's a stop, okay? So, there's a strike. A strike means stoppage in business activity. And because there's stoppage in business activity, it affects we that have interest in the business activity. Examples of we that have interest in business activities. Let's start with the employer itself. The employer. Employer are mostly the owners of the business, yes or no? As soon as there's a strike, stoppage in business activity. It affects employers because one, they won't be able to sell as they used to sell. Yes or no? Yeah. It also affects their reputation. Because, oh, that company, they stopped operation, they stopped operating. Oh, it's not a company that is reliable. If you are reliable, because as soon as there's a stoppage, it means you won't be able to supply or you won't be able to sell to your customers who are always depending on you. So now you cannot sell to your customers. And because you cannot sell to your customers have to go elsewhere to buy. So you are not reliable anymore. So for employers, it affects their reputation and their profitability Do we get this? Do you understand employers here? So how does it affect employers? It affects employers because employers will lose revenue and they might have a bad reputation. Clear? Now employees.
The wages.
The workers, yes, their wages, they're stoppage at work. They're not going to get paid. So employees might lose revenue. And if they are losing revenue, it means
household income.
Yes, household income falls. And if this happens, they won't be able to buy things that they are supposed to buy. And it might also bring about job security. They might as well lose their job. Unemployment. Do we get it yet? So, for employees, job security, and loss of wages or loss of remuneration. Do we get that?
That's the one that affect the government as well.
I'm going to write.
Because it's like has to fix the issue.
No. Now, I will tell you more about governance now. Should I continue? Okay, so we're going to, now let's talk about suppliers. For suppliers, they supply to the business. So when we talk about suppliers, it means B2B, business to business, yes or no? So how does it affect suppliers? Suppliers will not be getting orders from the business anymore. So less revenue for them. And they might not as well be able to get paid as soon as possible. So their payments might be delayed. You know, sometimes suppliers sell on credit. That's what we call creditors in accounting. Creditors. So if you are owing a business, you are a business and you are owing your creditor, but there is a stop in business activity, are you going to be able to pay your creditor? No.
There will be extra goods that are getting consumed.
Even your supplier will not be selling. So your supplier would witness a fall in sales because order will fall. And it might also find out that there's difficulty about paying your suppliers. So a fall in sale, delayed of payments.
And they might create a contract between the business and the supplier. Because they are not taking orders. For example, before getting suppliers, they issue a contract with them.
Yeah, sure.
To like buy things.
But with this situation, the contract, yes, they might as well cut off the contract, yes.
So look for a new supplier.
So for suppliers, there might be delay in their payments, and they might also witness a fall in their sales, which is revenue. Do you get it? So suppliers, we have delay in payments, right? Delay in payments and low revenue. Any questions about that? Any question? No. So go to government, right? So for government, now let's think about government. How does trade dispute affect government? Are you writing or I continue? Okay. Taxes, yes. Employees are supposed to pay taxes because they buy goods and services. So employees, if they are able to buy goods and services, they pay their VAT, value added tax, for consumption. Businesses will also pay VAT if they are buying supplies. But now VAT reduces because there's stoppage. There's no operation. And because there's no operation, there's no point selling. They're not going to sell. They're not going to sell. Consumers are not going to buy. Businesses are not going to be able to make orders. So VAT reduces. VAT does what? VAT reduces. Which means government expected revenue through value added tax reduces. Do you get that? And the second one, pay as you earn. Pay reduces too. Income tax reduces. Corporation tax reduces. Businesses will not be making profit as they used to make. So whatever government is planning to do on its budget, the government has a budget. Budget is the financial plan on expenditure, expected expenditure and expected revenue. Expected. So government relies on tax revenue to execute the project. But the tax revenue has dropped. It means there won't be project execution. Does it make sense? Any question about government here now? So are you confused about government now? So for government it's about fall in tax revenue. And fall in government spending. Fall in government spending. Yes. Yeah, social benefits, thank you. Yeah. Social benefit, that's part of government spending. Social benefit reduces. Because government relies on revenue.
They won't get their pension.
Yeah, they won't. That's government. Who else do we have there? We've talked about employers, employees, suppliers, government, yes.
For example, when they don't get their taxes, they won't be able to pay for infrastructure.
Yes, still part of government spending. Yes, government will not be able to because government will do. Yes, we have customers. Customers are stakeholders.
Shareholders as well.
Yes, investors. So should we talk about them too?
Yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah, sure.
Should I?
Yes.
Okay. So go to Customers first, right? For customers, they expected to buy from business, but there's a stoppage, there's strike. And because there's strike, goods become scarce. So customers will be paying high amount of money, prices will increase. So customers will be paying exorbitant prices on goods because the goods are scarce. And whenever there's scarcity, price increases. So higher price for customers, higher price for customers, and maybe they might not even have access to goods. Customers, clear. Then investors, the shareholders. There's a stoppage in business activity. Profit is dropping. Investors, right? Investors. There's stoppage in business activity due to strike. Profit is dropping. Share of profit would drop.
Mr. Ron, this affect the business itself as well.
The business,
Oh,
employers,
structure.
employers.
The business might fail because.
Yeah, it could lead to business failure because as soon as your reputation is in question, if people start questioning your reputation as a business, you are almost.
Customer base.
Yeah, you lose your customer base.
Brand.
Yeah. So, for investors, because profit is falling, share of profit would fall. That's dividends. Less dividends. Which is share of profit. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys?